We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello. How's everybody doing out there? Talking Shit Tuesday coming at you. I am so happy that Chevy decided to drop the embargo of the video embargo that they have on the media so that we can have something of substance to talk about. And I had no idea. Now, there was rumblings of an all-wheel drive Corvette down the pipe, but I didn't know it was this badass. Once we found out information about the E-Ray, I was excited in the sense of Corvette and Chevy. I don't know if you want to call it Corvette. I don't know if you guys call it Chevy Corvette. I don't know. But the Corvette brand is the, in my opinion, company that's giving you what you want. As a car enthusiast, they are giving you what you want. Performance car enthusiast, mind you. Don't get it twisted. A lot of people want flexes, edges, and electric F-150s. But this channel and people that watch us, we want fast shit. So when people talk highly about Mustang, that it's, well, at least it's still a rear-wheel drive front end V8, I'm like, Corvette is still doing it. If you guys are loyal fans, you have seen the video where I talk about early on, before the CA Corvette came out, talking about, is that something I would like? Weighing that versus GT500, we'll talk about it. We got video. We got a bunch of stuff going on. We got people threatening to show up to my house from a carburetor rebuilder company saying that they're going to show up and have a conversation. Oh my God. They have no fucking idea what happens if they knock on this door and try to have a conversation. So we'll say hi to the people. Before we do that, as always, we want to say hi to the sponsors. That's right, we got sponsors in the house that keep the disco ball rolling. That's right, disco ball spinning. We got DNA High Performance. I'm going to be out of breath by this point. DNA High Performance, DNAHighPerformance.com. Get over there and try to negotiate a rock bottom deal. Then win $100 off and try to stack that on top. Stupid. Love you guys. Go to DNA High Performance, DNAHighPerformance.com. PMAS, Nick James owes me money, but it's all good. Might be his last month. We'll see. Take a gander at that logo. It might not be there. Come February, PMAS. What an advertisement. Oh, my Lord. We got 2 Auto Solution. Rami Zaidan's Auto Solution. Helping a brother out with the Corvette stuff. I appreciate that. I got it figured out. Got the tuning figured out along with Junior. Junior took a look at the file and was like, yeah, let's try this. And we figured it out. Very nice. Partsfarm.com. I need pedals. I'm going to have to actually call them. Scam accounts constantly taking their shit and posting it as their own. Thepartsfarm.com. Doma got cookies. We give away a cookie, 3 cookies and coffee today, as we do every Tuesday, because domagotcookies.com has a hot chick making cookies. Smell her lotion, buy the cookies. And Calimer Transmission, CalimerTransmissions.com. I'm going to show you some pictures of the transmission. A lot of you have been asking, what are you going to do for a transmission, Alex? What are you going to do? Well, guess what? I'm going to actually show you, but not until we say hi to the people here first, so we can get some recognition for the members only chat that we got going on here. Let's go. We got Fresh Pasteles, Fresh Pastelazo, Rami, Zaidan, DNG Brandon, Easy R, JD Swag, Clean 93GC, Pito, Chiquito, Gray Mustang 1, Slow 4.6, Diego Flores, Nick Rogers, 64 Falcon, Great Escape, SK Jeff, one of the mods. Jason, bring your wood screws with the SS, finally back. Irving 0708, Carolina Squid, Otto, TJ Sikorsky, Lark Macchiato, bring your wood screws again. Gray Mustang, Paul Ponthieu, Diego A, Ignacio Ramirez, Angel Puerto Rico, Second Shift Racing, Garrett, what's it? Barrett, he's got one of them southern names. With SVT, Douche did it, Frank Weaver, Gallo Bravo, Clip Clop the Horse, Hyperling, Robo Style, Ignacio, Matt 2011, Quentin Bailey, JD Swag, 1 Slow 50, Monty Rogers, Chris Anderson, Chase, Monty Rogers again, Nix and Tarpia. Thank you so much for hooking me up with the FIC 1440s for the Corvette. They are now driving phenomenally. We figured out it was a data issue, just like you said. Figured it out, left the math alone, hit the flow rate, for lack of a better word, the low slope, and at the right KPA and the right voltage, and seemed to help the issue immensely. James Williams, the resident Chevy guy, Yusef the Wolf, Heath 2SR, EPA in the house, James Williams, Cluster BM, Kylon, Arabian Mexican, Melissa Gregoryovich, and the whole bunch of usual suspects that are in that house. Okay, we're gonna talk Corvette first because that's what I'm wondering. Like, so when you type that up, did you know? Did you just assume by that you? Okay, a lot of people think I'm just a YouTuber. I was a millwright for fucking 15 years before that, blah, 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 blah. So you think I'm just some punk that is not going to want that smoke? Bro, please be quiet. Don't make threats you're not willing to come through on. Because if you're going to fly down here and have a conversation with me, you're going to leave with a fucking mud hole in your fucking ass. It's going to be a problem. So let's talk about the Corvette first, because I think that was the most impressive thing that came out of the whole day. I had a bunch of stuff prepared, but once E-Ray came out, I said, fuck all that. So what did I see at about 10 a.m.? The first thing is a short. And shorts do really well because they capture your attention right away. And when I saw this, I went, wait a minute, is this happening? Absolutely happening. Check it out. This is how I was introduced to the whole situation. Listen, look, the whole 9 yards.
E-Ray, and it's the first hybrid Corvette ever made. So the Corvette E-Ray has the same 6.2-liter V8 as the Corvette Stingray, but it now has an electric motor powering the front wheels and combined makes 655 horsepower. That makes this the first all-wheel drive Corvette and gets a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds. Oh my! And does the quarter mile in 10.5 seconds. So you do lose a little bit of storage space up front, but this does have stealth mode for just driving on the electric motor. But it also borrows the wider body from the Z06, has carbon ceramic brakes standard with 20-inch wheels up front, these larger side vents, and 21-inch wheels in the back. Inside, there's two unique buttons, Auto Start Stop for the first time on a Corvette, and Charge Plus, which prioritizes recharging the car's battery. And those batteries sit in between the driver and the passenger. So the next time you see this E-Ray badge, you'll know this is the Corvette.
So, 600 plus horsepower, 2.50 to 60, 10.5 in the quarter. This is an NA car, hybrid, with an electric motor. Exactly what I said. How many of you guys remember me saying, Ford should make it 3.5 twin turbo all-wheel drive S550. And they have been developing this car for 7 years. So you know the vetting is pretty legit. So not only did I see that, I also saw this video, the Straight Pipes channel on YouTube, and I was just in awe of the whole situation. Love this channel. I became a fan after watching the video. This thing is drifting like at 100 miles an hour, not drifting like a drift, but like a power slide, an all-wheel drive power slide at like 100 miles an hour. It plows a little bit, but then he figures it out, and it is just fucking. Again, you're not gonna do this in this, but look at that. Come on, look at that. He is laying it to the wood. Now, this thing is quicker, slightly quicker than the Z06. It has an electric battery. You can go up to about 4 miles. It has silent mode. And when you give it gas, or actually give it the gas pedal, it actually turns the car on automatically. Supposedly, there's a bit of a wonkiness between the transition from full electric to startup mode. But you remember when I showed you a video of those Cadillacs leaving the pits in electric motor only, and then boom, then it turned on? I think they're using something similar, and I thought it was so freaking impressive. Now let's talk about that whole situation. If you were gonna buy a car you were not gonna mod, now this thing is good in the snow. It comes with all seasons, ceramic brakes, 20s and 21s. Exactly what I said the Mustang should be. And I'm so happy that at least Chevy is telling the people out there, you're going to get a C8. They're killing it with the C8. If you live in a area that's decent, you're going to see C8s everywhere. Everywhere. C8s are all over the place, especially down here. every color, every variant, everything. Once the Z06 came out, I saw them all over the place here. So now you have a Stingray. You have different packages for the C8 Corvette. You have the Z06. You have the E-Ray. So every variant is better than the previous. C8, Z06, E-Ray, slightly quicker but a little heavier. So if you want a more track-oriented vehicle, obviously you get the Z06. You have a 6.2 liter NA car. Then you have I forget the displacement, but it's a dual overhead cam, 600 plus horsepower NA car. So what's the ZR1 going to be? Well, it's either going to be a twin turbo variant of, I'm hoping it's twin turbo Z06 motor, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a in-between 6.2 or maybe slightly small displacement, and it's going to have twin turbos. And imagine if they actually integrated a slightly bigger battery in terms of capacity and the same exact front-wheel drive hybrid system, and it would make, they can actually say it makes 800 horsepower on the motor and 200 horsepower, 800 horsepower on the gas engine and 200 horsepower on the electric, making it the first 1,000 wheel horsepower American car that is all-wheel drive, the first 9-second quarter mile, the first sub-2 second hybrid. Nobody dislikes hybrid stuff. So as a fan of cars in general, and I was a Ford guy till I just saw the culture of S550 and up being the culture that represents S550 and up is not you and I. You understand that? So that there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to be a part of that culture. I love my Mustang, but I don't want to be associated with the culture of S550 Mustangs and up. So the plan is drive shaft, axles, run 9s, sell it. Because I have to think about my future and the future of what I want to be involved in. And it is I'm not making fun of the culture of the modern Mustang, but it is not something I want to be a part of. You saw that Ford is taking it to the younger Gen Z, 40 an hour a week working ass motherfuckers. Fine. They instituted a drift stick, the dumbest shit. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I want nothing to do with it. I love the car. It's a great car. But it can go. It can. I'll sell an 800 horsepower car that runs 9 stick and get it out of my life because I want to get a Gen 5 Viper. And if I ever get to the point of getting really successful, something like this is absolutely in my wheelhouse. But a house is first, so you have to be responsible. But the culture has been kind of co-opted by someone else. No different than Subaru guys, right? Subaru guys are a certain type of guy. Do you want to get into a Subaru? Maybe you like the car, but you don't like the culture. Okay, then you just say, I like the car, I like how it looks, but it's just full of douchebag vaping fucking homos. I want nothing to do with them. That's fine. That no one would make fun of you for getting, passing up the car because of the culture. I think the S550 Mustang and up did the same thing. So while Corvette is out there making everything you want, a fast 11-second NA car, a Z06 600 horsepower naturally aspirated car, a 650 horsepower hybrid car that you can drive in the snow. You can literally daily drive this thing. Obviously, this is for a higher end crowd. I understand that. But I think if you want the cool shit, you got to pay a little more money. And I'm going to have to eventually, if I want to be in that world, I have to ditch the vehicles that are not making anything for this channel because the S550 makes nothing. The Fox body gets more attention than the S550, so I have to go, do I even care about this car anymore? Do I love it? Yes. Do I like the culture around it? Hell no. So what did you guys think when Chevy announced this E-Ray situation? I was ecstatic because let's say you're going to buy a car that you're never going to mod, like a Porsche, a GT500, 4,200 pound S550. Imagine paying $100,000 for a Gen 2 S550. Imagine a 4,200 pound Gen 2 S550 with a Gen 3 computer and a Predator motor at 4,200 pounds. Bro, that E-Ray is going to mop everything up, light to light. Everything. Maybe not on a roll, but light to light, it's going to mop everything up. So yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, I want to show you guys what's going on with the transmission before I go talking to you guys. Ben Calamer, CalamerTransmissions.com, finally sent me some photos of the build process on the T56. So we got him here putting together my T56. He's got the G-Force gear set. Okay, so it's going to have a G-Force gear set, face plated, 1 through 4th, 5th and 6th will be synchronized, so I can still actually drive it on the highway. He is using his custom billet shift forks on it, and he's putting it together, and I appreciated him taking some pictures for me. So that is the transmission that is going to go in the GT500. Face plated T56 G-Force gear set. Billy badass shit. Hoping to get into the 8s stick on a test and tune. I am not going to campaign this. I am not going to go to Texas 2K. I'm not going to go to Street Car Takeover. This is going to be a test and tune car and getting ice cream in it. So we'll talk about the E-Ray. We'll talk about the transmission stuff. We'll talk about a supposed AED carburetor employee putting a threat out there on my YouTube page, which I thought was hilarious. Started a new carb company called DUM. We've got a special on 300 gasket replacement primo. Imagine me getting screwed out of $300 and one of their employees saying, you are talking badly about us because we screwed you and didn't check the floats if they were perforated or not. So I'm going to fly down and have a talk with you. And then he put his name out there. I should have screenshotted that shit and been like, okay, buddy, you're going to come down here, try to argue with me, get fucked up, and then fly back with a bunch of fucking scrapes and bruises. And then you show up to AED. What happened? Oh, I had a talk with a 225-pound guy that grew up in the hood, and I thought I could step to him after the company failed to do a proper job rebuilding the carburetor. Could you imagine? Could you imagine what a stupid fucking thing that was? He must have done that shit at nighttime and not thought properly. Alex, I ordered a Steeda H-pipe resonator delete for my 22 Mach 1 10-speed. What other mods would you recommend with a tune to wake this up and not compromise the warranty? Well, if you haven't already done the cold air intake because it has a carbon trap on the cold air, one guy put up a video that he's like, I respect Alex and this and this and that, and I can't believe he didn't do his research and he told everybody it had low compression. Hey, buddy, the Ford website said it had low compression. The Ford website said it had lower compression. The fuck you want me to do? You want me to buy a Mach 1, take the carbon trap out, and test it that way? Just because you own that car, all of a sudden you're a fucking authority? Oh, I wish you would have done his research. Oh, let me just go buy a Mach 1 and let me do my research that way. What the fuck is wrong with people? Maybe GMC is hoping the new administration will be more lax on emissions and they can slip in with these hybrid systems. Look, I think there's going to be a competition when it comes to the hybrid technology and performance. We all know, the performance car guy absolutely knows that the 0 to 60 on the E-Ray is 2.5 seconds. That is Tesla territory. Tesla is like 2022. And a Porsche, 911, whatever the fuck, that's going to be its competition. So a sub or right at 2.5 in most not so favorable conditions, it's probably going to break axles like a motherfucker if you try to launch it at the track because it needs a little wheel spin, in my opinion. But 2.5 0 to 60 and a 10.5 quarter mile on pump gas, count me in. Count me in. Fuck it. Anybody working car sales? Okay, guy with smooth brain kept saying DNA. Right. I guess AED would autocorrect to DNA. Now, I wasn't there to watch the guy comment back and forth, but I saw the main. I'm like, let me pin this shit because I don't want it to get lost in the bullshit because the guy had the nerve to hit up my page and say, if I ever catch you talking negatively about a company I work for again, motherfucker, I did it 3 or 4 times. What, do I got to do it a 5th and 6th time? And I didn't talk badly. I simply showed your work. If you call that talking badly, that's on you. I simply showed your work and said, let the people judge as they may, but it literally flooded my engine. And the brand new Brawler carburetor, vroom, after a couple of adjustments, I literally adjusted the idle set screw. That's it. Was probably Mike H. or B. Weaver from the Peasant Chat. Okay, so that's a good one. So I think I figured out why Mike H. was saying that working more isn't good. It's because he's married. And his wife would divorce him if he worked more. His wife would, he literally said, my wife would divorce me if I worked more. I'm like, oh, so your wife has your balls in her purse. Like, I'm going to work. Like, I did nothing but work before the show. After I was done with work, I tuned on the Corvette and then did some research before the show. I'm going to end my day at about 9 or 10:30. That's 5 a.m. to 10:30 at night. That's a typical day. Can't believe Alex said something without checking the Ford website first. Almost plaid territory. I think Turbo S Porsche is like 2.4 seconds. Isn't the Z01 or Zero supposed to be pretty much a hybrid Z06? Now, that would be interesting. Exactly, DNA. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if the Z01 ends up being a twin turbo, 780 horsepower, so it has to be a bigger motor so that you can get away with pump gas, bigger motor so that, and low compression and decent amount of boost, 12 to 13, and a 200 horsepower or so hybrid drive, all-wheel drive, it is gonna piss off because look, it's gonna cost 150 to 170. We're not stupid. With dealer markup 200, but it is, I hate to say it, potentially plaid territory. Right now, the plaid still holds the record for the quickest accelerating. That's the caveat, because the Bugatti Chiron is the fastest. Actually, isn't a Koenigsegg? I don't know, but let's just talk what we know. But supposedly, the Bugatti Chiron is the fastest top speed production vehicle, period. The quickest is the plaid. Well, what happens if a Z01 is going to be twin turbo, which a lot of people have verified, and I have pictures of the castings. I cannot show you pictures of the casting. Hey, the guy that sent me pictures of the casting, please crop the photos so that I can show these people that I'm not full of shit. Because I had pictures of the GT500 motor and trans and everything embargoed, couldn't show it. And I was just so mad that I can't get the scoop on shit because people show me something and then they say, you can't show this because I'll get fired. And I'm like, then might as well not show me. But can you crop everything so that I can actually show these things? People are going to see the ports and the turbo housing size and go, oh my God, this is serious. AEM DNA right now, fire Alex, he tells the truth. Man of War gave me 13 Canadian doll hairs. Someday you'll see you wearing the new shirts. Hope you like them, says Sabat Fit 50. It's funny, AD did my friend's Fox body and it was having the exact same issues you were having. Gonna pull that carb apart? I bet it's the same thing. Wideband is a game changer for tuning carbs. Finally put one on my high boy. When good companies make a mistake, they always own it and try to make it right. Right. So why would... Okay, I'm not saying AED is a bad company. Nowhere in that video did I say, fuck AED. I literally said, I got the carb from AED. I'm going to take it apart because I paid $300+ to get it rebuilt. Now, when you rebuild something, do you just trust that everything's good, blow it apart, put it back together? Okay, maybe. But if I was rebuilding a motor and didn't check the crank for it being cracked, imagine you send your motor out to get rebuilt and there's a hairline crack on the snout of the crank and the shop does not catch it. And then you put your balancer on, do a watt pull, and the snout flies off. And you go, hey, this thing had hairline cracks. Well, you didn't tell us to replace the crank. No, I told you to rebuild the thing. And I assume, and that is my mistake, that I assumed and made an ass out of you and me, that you were going to check shit. Kyle Brandon, holy shit, I haven't seen that name in the chat in a while. I was thinking of you today because I was driving the white car to the gym this morning and I had the seat delete lit up. It was kind of funny. Mistakes happen. A good company corrects those mistakes, not blame the customer. Right. So I don't think AED co-signed on this guy hitting us up and hitting me up and saying, because let's be honest, okay, future companies out there, future companies, if you're going to go out of your way to talk shit, it's not a me thing. It's an us thing. Because I'm doing this to showcase this to the fans and the supporters. The supporters are the most important. This chat is full of supporters, members only chat. The fans, you got to wave to them. They haven't signed up yet. But if you're going to talk shit on me for simply trying to give you money and giving you an honest review, I mean, you're going up against potentially thousands of people. So be mindful before you publicly put something on my page that you think I won't respond to. Get it out of your head right now. Anyone that's dealing with me, anyone that's dealing with us, if you make a threat, I will want that smoke. So don't think that if you threaten me that I'm going to back down because I'm afraid of getting into a tussle with some nobody I've never met. It's crazy. People think that if they talk tough online that I'm going to back down. Come on, man. You were in the wrong. You didn't do a good job. I simply showed it. Brand new brawler carburetor. Waba! And we're done. Kyle came back from the dead, right? Yesterday's carb is today's carb. That's very good. By the way, speaking of people that treat me right and do the right thing, Brevin from ESS sent a brother, unprovoked, unannounced, a brand new G4 style intercooler for the white car. I didn't ask for it. He said, bro, I want you to try this motherfucker. And I'm like, okay, there's the blow-off valve location. There's the bracket mount. Gonna put this bitch on the white car once I get the fuel system in there and up the boost. Thank you, Brevin. Appreciate the G4 bigger core, whatever the fuck. This thing's a big son of a bitch. Yeah, it's a G4 intercooler. It says it right there. GT250/ESS G4. Man, so thank you very much. So, hey, Brevin knows the deal. Brevin knows that this channel is a good supporter of parts that work. And if they don't work, I'm going to say it. And that's why I paid. That's why I didn't say, hey, my name's Alex. I have a channel. I want you guys to cut me a deal. No, I didn't even say who I was. I sent the carb, got it back, and I'm like, this sucks. Lucid claims sub 2 seconds 0 to 60 on the Sapphire. They'll be releasing. Yeah, supposedly Lucid runs a 950 or a 940. No, wait a minute. Isn't it 890? Because it mopped the Plaid. But the Sapphire, we'll see if it becomes the quickest accelerating production. It has to be in production. If it's not in production yet, it's not can't claim that record. You would think they would handle it maturely when dealing with a public figure. All they needed to do was this. Hey, Alex, because I got their phone call and I'm like, I just, the video was out. It was over. I wasn't going to go, hey, my engine flooded. I had to pull the spark plugs out and hand crank the bitch because fucking raw fuel is coming out the top. Oh, did you do something? I didn't want to hear. What did you do wrong? I'm like, I bolted it on. What did you adjust? Nothing. And then I adjusted the floats all the way down and nothing. That motherfucker still, it just actually up, sorry, all the way up so that basically the seat all the way down. So it would hit the flow early. No, it just fucking flew out the bitch. Sent you a podcast swag today. Arrives a Friday, homie. Thank you, the Black GT500. Oh, the Black GT500 runs the Full Send podcast. I'm supposed to call him. We got to do a 2-hour thing. So this year, you're going to see me on a bunch of different podcasts. I am going to do a completely different approach of potentially getting the name out there. And I want to collab with other people. I already got in touch with him. I got in touch with 2 other people. And I'm going to be doing a decent amount of podcasts this year. You think he doesn't want the smoke? He got a whole smoke machine to prove it. He wants the putazos. AED coming in a little too high power. That AED guy about to end up like Sasso in the back of the red Mustang. AED is coming in a little too high power. This is why ESS would get my money if I get another S550. A lot of people hit me up in the tuning queue asking about the ESS. A lot of Vortec guys hit me up, and I know plenty about the Vortec because I ran one, so I can guide you as to what pulley makes what power at what they. But let's be honest, the ESS kit, especially the G3X head unit, which I have, it at 10 psi for some reason makes a shitload of power, almost too much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think it's a little too good. So I would implore you to stay under 10 psi on pump gas. Yes, you can make impressive numbers on pump gas, but anything over 700, I just think you're playing with fire if you go to a gas station that has bad gas one day. Can't wait to get my ESS G3X, and I think that's the best head unit they have. The G4 to me is more like race oriented, and I think it's fine, but the G3X is right there, perfect. If you want to turn it up, there it is. If you want to keep it moderate, there it is, but you have plenty in the tank if you want to just pull it down and party. Otto says support, and thanks for getting my 19 rolling out ESS G3 kit with no revisions needed. Sent him the base file, and by the way, a base file does not mean it's the first file. The base file means vetted over thousands of combos. And today, I am on revision 17 of my ZR1. Just trying to play with injector data, math, reloaded the math because I wasn't about to chase the math because it wasn't changing. Did some injector stuff when I got with Junior. It helped a little bit. Did some coasting fuel shutoff stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, it's driving so freaking good. So my methodology is being refined. And let's say I get this down pat and it's perfect. Well, now I have technically a base file for a C6 255 pulley FIC 1440 situation. It'd be awkward as hell talking to them after the video release. Exactly. Leaving a like, catching the replay video. Bro, the Carb guy only works 40 hours. I agree. Alex wasn't about to hold AED hostage. That milk is split. Alex, don't forget to give me a price on the old GT500 headers. Let me buy your trash. Dude, $500. $500. I said it a long time ago with SVT. Didn't I say I was going to give you a deal, though? Shit, I got to remember. I got to remember if I said I was going to cut you a deal. Remind me, and I'll honor it, but I don't remember specifically what I said. I'm advertising him at $500, but if I promised you some kind of deal with SVT, let me know, and I'll take care of you. Wait, Full Send? Nelk Boys? No, not Full. No, I would never do a podcast with them because, one, I don't know who the fuck they are. They're hugely popular. I don't even know what the fuck they're all about. I don't know why the hell they have these cans of is it booze? I'm like, who? What the? I have no idea who they are. Yeah, they claim 1,200 horsepower, sub 2 seconds, 0 to 68 something quarter mile, but isn't it like 300K? Production is production. The Black GT500 says, sent you a link today about the West Virginia curb stomping the EPA last year. It says precedent to fight them about automotive issues. Today, we're not going to delve into the EPA stuff. I want to bring excitement back. I don't want it to be doom and gloom all the time. I know that I've been harping on the EPA stuff hardcore. The West Virginia case is the best case to potentially stomp them down and set a precedent to say what you're doing is, I don't want to say unconstitutional, but illegal. And it sets a precedent so that you can fight the EPA based on what West Virginia is doing. But this one, I wanted to talk about the potential of hybrid technology. I think Ford missed out. And remember, they got beat to the hybrid performance V8 game by a bankrupted company. All right, GM is bankrupt, been bankrupt, but they still come out with pretty cool shit. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been eyeballing the Yukon Denali's 2018, 19, 20. That's a bad bitch. That is a bad. I know I talked Navigator before, but I'm going to be honest with you. The 3.5 EcoBoost, yeah, sure it can tow this and this and that. In terms of pure looks and simplicity, a V8 10-speed Yukon Denali, the shorty, it calls my name. And I'm not a Chevy guy, and I've owned plenty of Chevys in my life. I've owned a half-ton, three-quarter ton, and another Yukon GT, old school. So if I get rid of the truck is sold. I'll let you guys know who bought it. I think I already did. It's just a matter of them picking it up. It's still here. They just got to pick it up. So I'm looking at this Denali and I'm like, what a perfect daily. What a big, because when I towed my GT500 to Texas 2K last time, it was in a Tahoe, and the Bose system, the seat, the adaptive cruise, not the adaptive cruise, the smart cruise, it was phenomenal. I loved it. I thought it was such a great vehicle, and that seems to be calling my name recently. But Ford missed the boat. Ford missed the all-wheel drive hybrid. Imagine a 600 horsepower EcoBoost, or let's just say 500. Let's say 600, because 500 you could do with that with a V8. 600 from an EcoBoost, let's say 450 from an EcoBoost and 150 from the motor. And it was an all-wheel drive car in an all-wheel drive chassis. You got the torque of the EcoBoost, you got the torque and launch capabilities of an electric motor, and that Mustang would have been a just like the Corvette. It would have been a low 11 or a high 10-second car, stock, 0 to 60, sub 3 seconds. And they couldn't get it done. They literally could not get it done. And that's what we've all wanted. All they do is get you a DCT of all things. Really? A DCT that's meant for road race cars, and you put it behind a 4,200-pound car with 760 horsepower, making the tires useless after 2 laps because it's so freaking heavy? I am blown away the way Ford thinks about performance. I'm blown away by it. I would listen to that podcast for sure. Tanner says, became a Bitch of Love member. Thank you, sir. Good companies take care of their customers and do the right thing. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'd go ESS if I switch Sentry from my TVS. I'm good with cars. How long it takes you to install your ESS kit? 6 hours fucking around. I was just filming, videoing, talking, stopping, 6 hours fucking around. I dropped off my car today to get the G3X installed. What's up, Alex? Showing up late. Drop it a like. Alex equals a stand-up guy. You said free, but no, you gave me the 1650s. I'll pay with SVT. Send me $500. I'll get them shipped to you ASAP. Hybrid is the way of the future. I think you said you'd give the headers to it. If I did say that, I'll honor it. But if you're willing to pay, that I'm asking $500, but I'm not going to hold you to that. If I said free, but we did give you 1650s. And if times are tough with SVT, if times are tough and you want some headers, brother, I'll honor it. EPA says, thank you, Alex, for laying off. I've been getting a lot of death threats, says the EPA. Such is the nature of politics, super demoralizing. Alex, I have a 16 premium LE47 PMS ambient air intake. Nice. Ambient air intake. Good shit. That is, I love when people say that, even though it's in jest, but this chat is very wise when it comes to the way we talk. There is no such thing as a cold air intake unless the air outside is cold. Tuned by Brandon, RST clutch. Think good 11.7 quarter on a bi-ply stock headers. Yeah, you should be able to get a 50 out of it if you are not afraid of breaking shit. But you should be able to get 1150, 1140 out of it and get a little weight out of it. I don't think that's going to be a problem. What's the mile an hour? That'll tell me if you have anything left on the table. Yukons are really nice. Dude, they're beautiful. Escalade came out hybrid as well. GM is what you call a zombie company. Denali, better than a Ram Limited and Navigator. Depends on weight. Have you ever looked into the new Sequoias? No, I want a, if I'm going to get an SUV, a big SUV, a full-size SUV, it's going to be a Denali, a Yukon Denali, period. I love everything about how it drove, the sound system, the towing capability, how it doesn't squat like a motherfucker when you tow the GT500. Good shit. I owe a 6.2 Denali XL. The 6.2s are having some lifter issues at the moment, though. Dang it. So is the 20... Okay, which ones do I have to stay away from? Just got a 3.0 Whipple for my GT500. Got to get it installed and see what kind of power it'll make with the 132 throttle body and the 149 intake. Built 5.4, 275 upper, 15 lower, E85 luncheon keyboard. Any guesses? Depends on boost. So anything over 20 should be... shit, 850, 900. I mean, more than the bottom end will take. Look, on any GT500 stock bottom end, living above 850 is danger zone. And about the last thing you want to do with a GT500 is be in the danger zone. You really don't want to go in the danger zone because then you'll end up sounding like this guy. Psycho shit. Thanks for all the work and information on the EPA stuff. You're the only one bringing it to light, and it's appreciated. So on the podcast that I'm going to be in, I think that's what I'm being brought in for, because there are a lot of people that specialize in other platforms that are not aware of what's happening with the EPA, and the gun stuff makes sense. Recently, they passed another rule, the ATF, that some kind of attachment to the back of a rifle is now illegal, making felons out of everyone that has that shit. And it's literally just an attachment in the back. So the EPA and the 2A argument do have parallel arguments where out of thin air, they just come up with, look, you didn't hear a goddamn thing about the EPA stuff until 2015, the Obama administration. And then all of a sudden, Volkswagen got caught manipulating the computer so that when you would plug into the OBD2 port, it would run clean and fine. And when you disconnect it, it ran dirty as shit. And then diesel shops started getting hit because they started advertising DPF deletes, rolling coal, and the EPA got a hard on for diesel stuff. And the diesel stuff bled down to the devices they were using. And a lot of diesel companies were using stuff like this. So they thought, well, it must be the device. No. This doesn't matter. You could direct flash a motherfucking truck and keep the device, and you can say, where's the defeat device then? Right? Meanwhile, certain companies are shut down. Other companies are still popping. And you go, why is that? So you got to do some critical thinking as to what's going on out there and what the actual motivation is. Meanwhile, the cruise industry, the airline industry, a bunch of other industries are being ignored. But hopefully the West Virginia case does something to stomp that down. We're heading on the right track with the Republican House. That is a very good thing that happened because it throttles back the bullshit. You'll see EPA enforcement slow down just a little bit or sped up because they see that they have an expiration date. The 87,000 IRS agents slow the fuck down, and they're either going to ramp up audits or say, nah, it's going to look really bad politically if we start doing a bunch of audits before the next election, so we're going to chill the fuck out. So that is a good thing. That is the checks and balance system of the United States, in my opinion. I was looking to get a truck for the work, Denali a good option, or the Tundra. Okay. F-150s are fine. I think F-150s are an excellent truck, especially the Coyote quad cab F-150 or Super Crew. Like Junior has a 2.7 liter EcoBoost Super Crew short bed. And that thing has like 90,000 miles. He's literally only done oil changes and tire changes. That's it. And the thing is a great truck. He just drives it back and forth. It's been great for him. He hasn't had any issues. And it's been tuned for 60,000 of those miles. So if you like that, that's fine. I made a vow to myself because Ford disappointed me so much in everything. And this E-Ray stuff coming out is so fantastic. And I'm not a Chevy fanboy. I have a ZR1, but it's not because I'm a Chevy guy. It's because the ZR1 is king daddy stick shift car. So I made a vow to myself not to give Ford, even a used Ford, well, Fox body is a different thing, anything modern, not one motherfucking dime.
Not one motherfucker.
No, thank you. I am done with Ford. I quit Ford. I quit supporting Ford. I work for a company that tunes Fords, but on my personal time, I am not giving them
not one motherfucker
of my money. No, thank you. I'm good. Thank you very much. They've gone full woke, built Ford proud, not tough. There is no tough dick balls. There's pride. Fuck that. I'm good. ATF is EPA. Braces on pistols. Gotcha. The Z01 will just be a hybrid version of the Z06, 650, E-Ray, 695, 155, 825 beats the GT500. Oh, absolutely. And it's lighter. The GT500's problem is it's fat. It's fat. The GT500's problem is it's a big fat pig. Yes, you can run 8s with it if you put a fucking Whipple on it, a fuel system, this and that. This dumb shit. Most GT500 owners are not going to do that. Most GT500 owners are going to wax that bitch, take it to Cars and Coffee, put a snack on the hood, and go, look at my Shelby. And I'm going to say, nice Mustang. And they're going to go, whoa. That's a Shelby. Really? Well, I can take my Mustang wheels and bolt them right up to that bitch. I can take that fender from your Shelby and put it right on my EcoBoost, and it bolts right on. Well, that doesn't mean anything. Actually, it does, pendejo. You're coming out the podcast because you, what's it say? Because you got a pretty mouth on you. Take that, Elon Musk. Chevy should say that. Oh, no, we suck again. Read an article about Toyota working on hybrid diesel. Talk about range. Chevy taking notes while Jim Farley is out there calling out Elon Musk. Imagine calling out Elon Musk when you have a truck that it's a complete piece of shit. Like, it's actually hilarious that he went out there and said, take that, Elon Musk. I can't even find it. I'm stalling the whole time. R2D2, nothing. Not that guy. Oh my God, where is Elon Musk? Fail, gang. Oh my God, guys, I literally lost Elon Musk. Well, too bad. Where is that? Where's take that? Oh, there it is. It's take that. Jesus.
Take that, Elon Musk.
So, okay, let me ask you guys a question because this was unbelievable. Let me see. If you didn't watch the launch of Super Heavy and marvel at the tracking and when the boosters separate. My God, guys, if you don't think, see, this is the Elon Musk isn't the guy that built this rocket. Elon Musk isn't the lead, but he is the brainchild, he is the motivation, he is the owner of the company. So, Falcon Super Heavy launches and the two boosters separate, turn around. They turn on to slow themselves down from further going into space. Then they come back and the little boosters are constantly adjusting on each other to come back. That's the guy Jim Farley's calling out. The guy that did, and guys, if you're listening to the show in your garage right now, if you're driving, pull over. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And you're going to get the phone or turn on your television and watch, and maybe you guys already watched this, but I'm a super nerd when it comes to space travel. The tracking shot of the boost back burn on Super Heavy boosters, if it doesn't make you cry, if it doesn't make you marvel at the technology and the science that is needed to make this happen, I don't know what's wrong with you. Take a listen. Okay, so before we get into it, there's 3 rockets right now. The center and 2 on the outside. The 2 on the outside separate. Right there. They separated. See? Those are as tall as skyscrapers. And look at what they do.
Side core booster startup.
They disconnect and they're going at 17,000 kilometers an hour or whatever.
Beco and separation of the side boosters, and you can see on your left-hand screen that the side boosters have lit back up.
Down.
They are now in their boost back burn, making their way back down to Earth.
Oh my God.
Now, those side boosters are returning to Florida under the power of 3 engines. That's 3 of the 9 M1D engines.
Look at that. Them bitches stop.
So next up will be the conclusion. Boost back burns, followed by
they stop.
Miko on
now
the
they
center
start
core
coming back.
as our second, our custom.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward. And then the other rocket just keeps going. That was for Space Force, so I'm sure some satellite bullshit happening. And look, the motherfucker tracks it all the way back.
It will be.
Come on, let's go.
Florida in the back
there's the
landing
Cape,
burn
Florida,
coming up
where
here in
everything
just
cool
about 20
happens.
seconds or so.
Sorry, California, you're just flooded right
Landing
now.
burn will last
Texas, you're
about
just full of
20
pura
seconds
pinche
long.
956 a la verga,
Again, we
cuz.
are scheduled to land on landing zone 1 and landing zone 2. And there are those landing burns have begun on the side boosters, so let's watch as they touch down.
Look at that. Right.
Stage 2 is
And Jim Farley
Stage 2 FTS
is trying to say,
deployed.
we have a 200-mile range F-150. Take that, Elon Musk. Boy, sit down when you talk to me, boy. Sit down when you talk to me, Jim Farley. Talking all this dumb shit. Saw that the other day. That was insane. That's how they manipulate spacecraft due to zero gravity. It was very impressive. Thanks to whoever just ordered the cookies. Nice. I love it. When you guys are on the show, Doma Got Cookies gets orders. That's a good time. That's 3 more than North Korea. Imagine Jim Farley being CEO of SpaceX. Yeah, if Jim Farley was CEO of SpaceX, the boosters should have gone to space, but they probably make it, I don't know, a third of the way up, depending on weather. Take that, Elon Musk. My goodness. How heavy are they? I don't know. Did you see the video of the old school orange rocket just floating out in space? Speaking out of heavy, NTSB wants to restrict EV weight. Right. Now, that's the other one. Did you hear that the NTSB is saying that EVs are so heavy now that when they collide with a regular car, it pancakes the shit out of the car? Now the NTSB is saying, maybe a fucking 6,000 pound Tesla that goes 200 miles an hour, or 4,500 pound Tesla that goes 200 miles an hour is probably not a good idea. Well, you should have thought of that shit before you motherfuckers promoted that shit as the best shit since sliced bread. Hybrid is the future. Elon did that working 40 hours a week though, right? I mean, Elon, he founded SpaceX, Tesla, the Boring Company, and bought Twitter on a 40-hour-a-week schedule. Does Jim Farley not realize there isn't any dark horses going into space? There isn't a single Ford product in space. Alex, I have a confession. I was born in the puro pinche 956 a la verga.
Puro
Cause
pinche 956 a la verga.
the boost back burn is even the what do they call it? The entry burn? What is it? What they do with the entry burn is they actually light. Let me go to Twitter. What they do with the boost back with the entry burn is they fight fire with fire. What they do is the heat of the entry burn is causing heat and stress on the rocket. So they actually use the fire from the engines as a shield. Everyday Astronaut has it on Twitter. I think he posted about it today. Everyday Astronaut. And let's look at the video. Here it is. This tracking is so badass. This is even better. So let's see the boost back. No. I want to see the whole thing. Coolest most exciting rocket.
All right, let's keep going.
Oh my God, you talk too much. No, it wasn't that one. There was one where it was the whole video, but Everyday Astronaut had it, and basically the entry burn. Oh my God, you got to watch that. The entry burn was super. And if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter, dude. That's where the cool shit happens. I answer every comment on Twitter at YDBT for life. Follow me on Twitter. We'll have a good time. Talk some shit all day, like all day. I talk shit all day. But did the spaceship have 2 iPads and a dash cluster? Take that, Elon Musk. Didn't he make PayPal? Yes, he was one of the creators of PayPal, and someone will say he didn't. He was one of the founders of Tesla, and someone will say he wasn't. It's funny how a guy that doesn't know shit somehow has all this shit. He's either incredibly lucky or incredibly smart. There's a couple of 3-valve rods he got set in space. What color is your rocket, Jim? Exactly. If Farley was running SpaceX, he'd have another Challenger disaster. Oh my God. You know what's funny? People of my generation, that they don't even joke about that. Like, we don't even joke about Challenger. It was like traumatizing. I was like 10 when it happened. And when you have early memories like that, it really, really fucks with you big time. Don't tell the Eggers that they're going to go there, route the exhaust and combat the hot air for the intake. Bit landed better than airplane with a pilot. Imagine a Hummer EV hitting a Honda Civic. I watched an onboard view of the rocket's landing. It was on Facebook. So look, a lot of people, back on this E-Ray stuff. So if Corvette, like you saw Street Speed, by the way, Street Speed probably has the most clickbait fucking channel I've ever seen in my fucking life. Holy shit. I actually had to watch one of his videos because he was talking about the E-Ray stuff and I wanted to get up on game. And not only did I not get up on game, I got so deterred watching his shit that I just left. I was like, I just can't. So I waited for like the regular Car and Driver and stuff like that to come out. And my God, so good. So what would it take for you to be back on board with Ford? Like, the regime change has to be ridiculous. They have to have crazy turnover. They have to stop have people going to Target picking their fucking logos for them. Like, we need somebody that comes in there and shakes it up. But the problem is they're catering to the administration. But let's say the administration turns over and it becomes a conservative administration. It is funny how they swippity swap all that bullshit, and depending on who's in charge right now. So what would it take? What would it take for Ford to win people like me back? Maybe they don't care. Maybe they want Gen Zs that work 31 hours at Starbucks and they hang out with their friends, hanging out, doing nothing, living life for the other 60 or 70 hours a week. So what would it take for Ford to win you back? To me, it would be back to cool shit. Remember the days of SVT? Remember the days where Ford was just constantly coming out with cool shit? Ford Performance was actually a performance-based company. Now they're making body and white things and nothing you can drive on the road because of the EPA stuff, because of locking up PCMs. Like the fact that they lock up the PCMs in 2024 and forward basically is a big fuck you to anyone that doesn't want a Whipple tune on their car. Right? Like who would buy a 2024 Mustang and go through the growing pains of it to then let's say you're a company and you want to get after it, right? And you buy a 2024 Mustang, I'm going to crack the code. I'm going to do it. And then you spend $100,000, $200,000 developing the tune, developing and then, you got to stick a plug in the ass, a plug in your fucking mouth. Remember like Idiocracy where he went to the hospital and he's like, this one goes in your mouth, this one goes in your ear, this one goes in your ass. And then he stuck one in the ass, one in the ear, one in the mouth. And they go, oh, wait, no, I got it wrong. And then he mixed them up and he goes, this one goes in your ear, this one goes in your mouth, and this one goes in your ass. That's how you're going to have to potentially start the new 2024 Mustang. But let's say you get it done. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Are people going to line up, knock down the fucking doors of the dealerships and say, I want the 2024 Dark Horse that has 2 cold airs, 2 throttle bodies, and only able to be tuned by companies like Livernoise or Whipple with very basic carb EO stuff that, no offense, is kind of unimpressive. Yeah, you could have 600 horsepower, but if all the torque reduction on the planet gets you beat by an NA Gen 3, I don't think it's worth having. Stop being woke and proud. I agree. V8 all-wheel drive, everything, badass hybrids. I've been taking shots every time Alex said he's quitting Ford. Drunk as fuck. I sold the truck. If you think I'm not, just watch. Just sit back and watch. If you think I am not, just sit back and watch. Truck's gonna be gone. S550 is gonna be gone eventually. The Notch is an old car. That's not anything that Ford is doing right now. And the GT500 is a straight race car. But I am not buying a new F-150. I am not supporting the new Mustang. You're not going to hear me even talking about it. I don't care. If anything, I'll let you know what's happening, but you won't see me excited unless they come out with something ridiculous for their lineup going forward. Like the Maverick ST is the one that blew my mind. The Maverick, it was the beginning of the end for me. Like, so you made a gender neutral truck. It's not a truck. It's not a crossover. It's like something in between. And people are like, oh my God, I finally got what I wanted. You wanted a mini truck? Why not just buy a truck? Well, I don't need an F-150. So you need something that does so basically an SUV with a bed. Like, I don't even understand the Maverick. Street Speed has that same generic tone YouTubers have in it to turn off for paying attention. Right. It's like this. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. This is every YouTuber up in the Northeast. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome to the channel. Today we got a great thing for you. We got the Lambo. We got the Corvette. I'm building a house, and let's get to it. By the way, we're going to have 700 giveaways. 700 giveaways. That's right. I'm giving away the Corvette. I'm giving away the GT500. I'm giving away the Lambo. I'm giving away shirts. I'm giving away my sunglasses. I'm giving away my dog. And I'm like, aren't you fucking tired? Like that. Like, it's that high pitch, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Like, holy shit, dude. Too much government involvement. Ford would have to leave the ECMs unlocked and start building badass V8s and badass technology. They can start by unlocking the PCMs. But they're playing the EPA game. If Ford, a la circa 15 to 17 Mustang, where everything was open and available, and performance oriented, that's when it was hot. Why is the Gen 2 Mustang so popular? Now, they might pull a hair out of their ass and make an S650 GT500 EPA. Imagine they get a Coyote variant, all-wheel drive, hybrid, because if the E-Ray was under 7 years of development, that means Ford right now hopefully, for you Ford guys, I hope that they're working on something Billy badass to impress the shit out of everybody. But based on what I see, I wouldn't put my hopes up. Don't get me wrong. I think the dark horse in the GT, for the people that want latest and greatest, great. People like me that can't tune it don't give a shit. And we know that Gen 3 was the last great generation. Actually, Gen 2 because it's 6R80. Gen 3, though, you had full access to everything. You can go 8s right off the box right now. But if you want to go 9s or 8s in an S650, based on what I know, it's going to be quite difficult. My Maverick gets me to the gay bar and back every night. They'll be woke with a slap in the face once the average performance guy stops buying them because they pretty much said fuck the aftermarket. We need Trump to abolish the EPA for good. That'll never happen. For the record, Alex has always said he's done with new Ford. Correct. New Ford. New Ford. I will always look. If I found a Celine S351 and I can afford it, I'm buying that motherfucker. If I can find a AC Cobra with a Coyote swap, let's go. But I'm kind of gearing towards older stuff. Gen 5 Viper is still in my wheelhouse in a couple of years. I got to get a house first. I got to be honest. I got to get a garage, big garage. Gen 5 Viper is definitely going to happen. ZR1 is going to make 1,000 horsepower one day. GT500 is going to go 8s stick. So, I mean, that's a pretty goddamn great garage right there. Ford asked Karen in accounting how they should design the S650 and not the consumer. They are the modern day VJs. The Maverick, yeah, you're right. The modern day VJs are those YouTube car guys that have a template. What's up, everybody? Let's do a giveaway. Oh. Alex, you forgot the transition. Oh my God, I'm giving this away and I'm giving that away. Fucking dark horse. I'm stupid. Please don't give away Tony. The Maverick will be the next issue in the Mini Truck magazine. Right. Damn, Alex is done. Does Ford have any proprietary EV technology or is it all off the shelf? That's a good question, Kanye Asada. I don't know what Chevy did, but I love the fact that they built the C8 with a big void in the middle. And a lot of people knew, a battery is going to fit there nicely. And it is pretty evenly distributed throughout the whole car. If the car had any weight issues, I think a lot of them were addressed in terms of balance with the current setup. Now, one of the guys who reviewed it said that he doesn't like the fact that the battery is really small or has low capacity. And he feels that the drawdown and the charging and the boom, boom, the constant up and down is the cycles is what kills batteries. And he's right. So he was hoping a denser, better battery would become available. That's something tells me this is going to be pretty replaceable. Something tells me once guys get in there and start, the E-Ray is supposedly the best one yet, which blows my mind because in my mind, the E-Ray should be somewhere in between the C8 base and the Z06. But what it did was it became better than the Z06 in terms of mannerisms. I think the Z06 is an all-out light road race weapon. I think the E-Ray is something you can drive every day, anywhere. It comes with all-season tires, guys. It doesn't come with Sport Cup 2s. It comes with all-season tires. You could drive that bitch in the slush anywhere, and you'll be fine. So I was kind of surprised that the E-Ray kind of, jumped over the Z06 in desirability. Now the ZR1, if it has twin turbos, 800 horse NA, and a 200 horse motor system with a better battery, you could be looking at 1,000 horsepower ZR1. Dude, the transition for the coffee giveaway. Got it. I got to do that. I got to give away coffee and cookies. I hope Alex keeps the sponsorship and puts the wig on. Hey, Mike H says, I was busy not working. You were raising your family. What guy raises his family? You know how you raise your family? You pay for shit. You go to work. You say, honey, here's my paycheck. Get diapers. Get shit. I got to go back to work. Your bobblehead YouTuber video is still one of my favorites. Z06 is their GT3. E-Ray is like the GTS. Gates are your biggest fans, right? I've been following Alex since the YOLO days. I'm a founding father. E-Ray is between the Stingray and the Z06. 11-second eclipse. How? how is the E-Ray in between the Stingray and the Z06 when it's quicker than the Z06 and better 0 to 60? Tell me how the Stingray, being quicker 0 to 60 and potentially quicker in the quarter mile, is in between the Z06, maybe in price, but in desirability, I'd probably want the E-Ray out of all of them. I think E-Ray was aimed to be a different demo without eclipsing the Z0601 or Zorro, whatever they call it, will be the flagship. Chevy about to one-up Dodge on the final gas-powered muscle car. And now got to give away 2 $100 gift cards. DNA, do you want to do that? Do you want to do that too? Do you want to give away a gift card? Let's spend the last half hour or so giving away shit. If you want to give away a $100 gift card, cool. And I have to give away cookies and coffee. And again, guys, if you have already won cookies and coffee or a gift card, first of all, if you get a gift card for $100 off of a $1,000 purchase and up on DNAHighperformance.com, make sure they didn't quote you a $400 discounted fuel system beforehand and you try to stack this shit on top. So I think that'll be the right thing to do. And please, if you have already won cookies and coffee, bow out of this one, just to make my life easier. Alex, your job is just like Mike's job with bells and whistles. Okay, Alex, say your win charge of Ford. What old new package would you bring out and what specs would you want for each? The Lightning would be a supercharged rear-wheel drive truck. Bring back the Lightning. Officially. A lot of people have duplicated the Lightning. A lot of people have, tried to license the likeness, and Ford threatens to sue them. So the Lightning has to come back, and it should not be a fucking electric F-150. That was the biggest mistake they did by taking that name and making a Lightning electric F-150 regular ass truck. So in my opinion, a sports oriented truck. I understand you're not going to sell a lot of them, but it'll at least give your lineup some pizzazz, something. You're already making stupid fucking Mustangs. Why not throw a Coyote, a supercharged Coyote in a truck or something, or a badass twin turbo EcoBoost that's hopped up that makes 600, but they won't do that. Mustang has to be all-wheel drive, has to be hybrid. The top tier Mustang, there's going to be an EcoBoost rental car. There's going to be a GT for the fucking peasant. Puro pinche 956 a la verga, cuz. And then don't bring Mach 1, Dark Horse, Go right to the fucking top like Corvette's doing. Corvette is doing one C8 NA with a bunch of little submodels and suspension and interior mods and wheels and tires, but technically the drivetrain is the same. On Mustang, it should have all-wheel drive. It should have probably a twin turbo all-wheel drive variant, a hybrid, but that is, they're probably gambling and taking a chance at that. But I think a low 11-second, high 10-second EcoBoost hybrid all-wheel drive S650 would have been unbelievable. So bring performance back. But the problem is, I have no idea what the administration has over their head. I have no idea what they have to do for quotas. In other words, if they start putting out badass stuff, do they then have to like make gay shit ass Mavericks like tenfold? I don't know. Let me lowball you for some cookies. RCSB electric truck would have been dope, like the Dodge SRT 10s. I need the $100 for a pheasant eaten Cobra. See, if you're like legit, I'd say you get it. But if you're about to make $1,000 purchase, if you are about to make $1,000 purchase and you want $100 off and you buy it from DNAHighperformance.com, we'll get you set up. The line became the E-Truck because of its namesake. It was too easy in their minds. And I think they could have done so many different things, in my opinion, because look, they talk to focus groups and you can influence a bunch of dumbasses real easily. Number one, a focus group, people that have time to do a focus group don't have a job, or they only work 40 hours a week. So their opinions don't fucking matter. Okay? You want to talk to the guys that are out there busting their ass, don't have time to be in a focus group. Their opinion matters most. Why? Because they're the ones working and they're the ones that primarily drive the purchases. Now, I understand that women, unfortunately, have a huge say in what cars get made because they nag their fucking husbands enough because they're the ones out there, or they're supposed to be out there working, to say, give me money. And that's when you get Mavericks. That's when you get weird Model Y cross hybrid bullshit. Nothing looks like a sedan. Sedans are going away. There's no such thing as a sedan anymore. Everything's a crossover, a hybrid, an in-between shit, a transgender vehicle. You seen Cleet messed up his F-150 already by doing donuts in his four-wheel drive? I hope not. I hope not. Because I hope not. Please tell me that didn't happen. Please tell me that didn't happen. I don't watch his channel for a certain reason. 42 concerned with their rental car EcoBoost fleet. Exactly. Chevy's hybrid definitely makes more sense than Mopar's Banshee numbers. Mike H says, Alex, on PD Gen 3 with 10, 11 pounds of boost, in optimal conditions, has IAT2, etc., what do you like to see max timing at? Does DI allow for more timing? No. DI does not allow for more timing, especially at Watt. At Watt, wide open throttle, there's more port happening than DI. DI is literally for drivability and startup and fuel economy. So take what you know about DI and throw it out the window, because at wide open throttle, we don't rely on DI that much. Think about it. DI is directly on top of the fucking piston in the cylinder head. So when you have high pressure in the cylinder head, the DI is not going to be as efficient because the boost is fighting the DI the direct injection. Whereas the port follows the boost. It's like pissing into the wind as opposed to pissing against the wind. Someone on the chat made that great analogy. So at wide open throttle, you are less reliant on DI. And we make it so that the blending at wide open throttle favors port over DI. DI is for startup, emissions, part throttle, drivability. Once you go Watt, we have more of a dependence on port than direct. Does DNA sell LS parts? DNA, do you sell LS parts? And of course, mouth-breathing knuckle draggers come out and Joe's bashing forward. Cleet broke his transfer case. No, come on, stop it. Come on, man. Please stop. Why does he have to do donuts? Donuts are stupid. Why does he have to do donuts? I don't get it. DI is better for diesel applications. You don't want car guys in focus groups, Alex. You'd have new Mustangs with straight headliner, no mufflers, only rears, tinted windshield, and smaller cold airs. Mike H was getting cooked last week with the Navy jokes. I guess. I'm used to the Navy jokes. It's not queer to the next peer. It isn't gay underway. I don't get that mindset. Do you not have respect for your supporters? Do a giveaway, rag the car out in the video, then give it away? Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand why people rag their car outs in general. I understand he has a channel. Guys, did you guys see James's channel? I don't know if it's James's channel, but he's out there with his Camaro with the Dr. Tunamal guy. They're out there testing. Such great data, such great information. No one gives a fuck. Cletus does burnouts, blows up his transfer case, gets millions of views. But then the credibility as in terms of, okay, I don't look at that channel and go, I'm going to learn from this channel. Maybe I'm going to see him blow stuff up in this channel. Okay, so why don't you just watch Whistling Diesel? Because at least you know what you're getting with him. He wants to fuck shit up. I don't think in that channel Cletus is meaning to fuck shit up. But Junior told him in very plain English, you will break this motherfucker if you do dumb shit. So don't do dumb shit. Did dumb shit. Four-wheel drive donuts, no less. Oh my God. Stop. Hey, Alex, I know you've covered this before, but I have a one-piece drive shaft in my 13 Mustang. What tranny can I buy to keep the one piece that has less than 500 miles on it? Ben Calimer Stage 3, 100%. Clean needs a $100 gift card, right? I like donuts, but cookies would be better. Black Cat, you get the cookies. Black Cat, you want to get some cookies? DoMyGodCookies _LLC on Instagram, DoMyGodCookies.com. Melissa and Lake James, can you please get Black Cat 1478 some cookies? Does donuts because the gays watch him? Oh my Lord. He made it right and rebuilt it, but the new owner will blow it up next week. No. He's not giving that truck away. You're confusing trucks. Okay. unless he said that truck is also a giveaway. Thank you, Melissa. Unless he said he's going to give that truck away also. I get on my car, but you'll never see me revving it for clout. Same here. There was a kid today. I was taking some data in on the ZR1, and I was riding around my complex. There's some really beautiful $600,000-$700,000 houses like attached to my complex where the poors live. Me, and some kid was out there playing with his bike. He goes, "Rev your engine!" He loses his fucking mind. Rev your engine! Fucking rev it! I didn't rev it. There's an HOA. There's Karens all over the fucking neighborhood, and I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
So I'm like, hey, man, maybe if we were somewhere else, maybe. But did you guys see the Cars and Coffee here got fucking almost shut down and the cops don't even want to be a part of it because everyone leaving the Cars and Coffee in West Palm Beach acted like a fucking asshole? Guys, the culture of the modern car guy is devolving. And the guys that are knowledgeable, and again, I'm not saying I'm knowledgeable. I'm just saying guys that want to just go racing and they're not at Cars and Coffee. They're not out and about. They're testing on some side streets somewhere with nobody watching. They're doing track rentals. They're in their garage. They're going out right when the sun starts to set and cruising their car. They are not out at Cars and Coffee. The guys that are out at Cars and Coffee generally, not everybody, but generally are the cuck-ass pieces of shit that make being in this hobby almost not worth it. Looking forward to my cooking. Thanks, Melissa and James. Now, he gave me the other way. That one's his. Hell yeah. Thanks, Alex. You got it, Black Cat. Any credibility or integrity goes out the window, but the clout views go up. It seems like he's doing these things to maintain the destructive reputation he built over time. So are there any transfer case chain upgrades for F-150? He's asking for a friend. Nope, absolutely not. I'd love some cookies if there's another giveaway. No, coffee. We got coffee and $100 giveaway. I want coffee for late night wrenching. Cookies, says Nitrous Biosplies. TJ Sikorsky says, when Cletus threw it in park on the dyno, Junior's reaction reminded me for the guy from Happy Gilmore shaking his head in disbelief. Dropping the like, we'll watch the rest in the morning. This is why we can't have nice things. Can I munch some cookies while I wait for my stage 2 Caliber Trent? The EcoBoost guy looked like he wanted to cry. Can I win some cookies? Nope, we already gave away the cookies to Black Cat. Now we got to give away coffee and $100 off DNA high performance website if you're going to purchase over $1,000 worth of shit. If you're not going to purchase over $1,000 worth of shit, wheels, fuel system, injectors, probably not a good idea to get this thing. I just want to thank you for putting me on carb stuff. I'm looking to get a nod sometime this year. Old school is new school. Junior was a happy guy today because he saw the video and he goes, Alex installed a wideband. Yes, this guy that doesn't know shit, that is a dumbass and doesn't know a goddamn thing, somehow threw a wideband in there, carburetor, did some adjustments, and that's on the rich side, but I think it's because of the overlap that it's not reading properly. Once I get on the dyno, go, what? I got the jet kit. We're going to bring that sucker to be living at about 11.5, 11.7 AFR, 31 degrees or so on race gas, and we'll see what it makes. I mean, that to me is so fun. It is labor intensive, but I haven't had to open a laptop at all. I look at the data on the wideband. I know what's happening mechanically. I adjust some screws, and that motherfucker started this morning. Wow! Bro, unbelievable. I love it. Does DNA ship to Canada? DNA, get with Nitrous and Biosplies. If you ship to Canada, we might give them something. I'll take the coffee, sir. Bam! Just like that. Get the coffee. Douche did it. So Douche did it. Melissa and James, can you please give Douche Did It the coffee? I highly suggest the Colombian medium. Heyo. The coffee too. And I think you'll enjoy it very much. It's a very, very good coffee. It's smooth. Work 60 hours next week for the bat mic. Need coffee to wake up. Sorry, I already gave it away to Douche Did It. You guys relate. Coffee is great for number 2 assistance. It is. It's like insta-poo. Unreal. Alex, on this question, does the wideband reference air fuel on a carb car? What? Yeah, the wideband references air fuel anywhere. Like, I put it on the passenger side. Technically, you should do 2, but I think 1's fine. But yeah, I mean, it's set to 14.0 stoic. So the fuel that you're using is going to dig. Actually, that's the nice thing. You just do by AFR, whether it's E85, whether it's if the wideband had read in lambda, which I'm sure I can probably make it read in lambda, I would reference it the same. 1.0 lambda is like 14.0 depending on the fuel, E10, or 14.7 like C16 stoic. 1.0 is 1.0 across all fuels. 0.79 is boosted AFR. 0.85, 0.86 or so is like 12.6-ish, 12.7. So lambda AFR, it doesn't matter as long as it's reading a combustion event. It's reading the air fuel mixture in the combustion event. You could literally put a wideband on a fucking lawnmower if you want in the exhaust. I'll take the 100 if it's that easy. Sheesh. But again, wideband will be mint for nitrous tuning. Exactly. That carb is badass. Look, I didn't know much about that. We do ship to Canada. Okay, so nitrous and bias plies. Are you going to make a purchase for $1,000 and up? Yes, they ship to Canada, according to DNA High Performance. So the Brawler Series carburetor came up when I was looking up somebody. Your passenger bank is fine. Oh, what the fuck? Interesting. Oh, yeah. You said bank 2 is the issue. Driver's side. So when I was looking up stuff for the AED carburetor rebuild, that's, you know, how Google ads are. When you type in carburetor, the ads just come up and just shove them in your face. So a YouTube video came up and it was just like, oh, you'd like this Brawler Series carburetor. And I'm like, did some reading, looked up some reviews, looked up a bunch of YouTube videos, and I said, let's see how that goes. I was planning on buying it anyway because I wanted to do a comparison. When I got my other carburetor back and it flooded my engine, it made my decision a lot easier. Like at 11 at night, I just, ordered it, showed up 2 days later, got a jet kit from Havoc Speed and extra plugs just in case, and the sucker went right on, vroom vroom, and it was awesome. What a great way of advertising something that just works. I'm just a guy. I'm just a douchebag. I put the thing on. I adjusted the idle air to about 1,000 or 950. Turn and a half, 2 turns out on all 4. Because if I had a vacuum leak, that wideband would read 15, 16. No vacuum leaks present. It's idling between 13.8 and 14.1. Fucking send that bitch. Beautiful. Following on my ET mile per hour question, previous owner's best time was 12.1. Oh, okay. 118 is decent mile an hour. I went 11.1 at 121 on my red car. So you can go low 11s with a 120 or so trap if your 60 foot is good enough. Yeah, but you not jump a Coke can in second gear while trying to grab $100 off the dash. That's pretty funny. Nitrous. I need a few more 15 pounds of nitrous bottles and QTP tires. Nitrous and bias plies. You get the $100 gift card off of $1,000 purchase for DNA High Performance. So, hey, nitrous and bias ply. You and DNA, do this. I don't know how you do it, but do this. If you buy the stuff from his website and it's over $1,000 at checkout, they get you a nice little discount. $100 is $100 is $100. So check it out. Nitrous and bias plies. They do ship to Canada. Get together with DNA High Performance. Hit them up on Instagram, and you guys can be able to verify who you are. Get together. You got $100. We did a lot today. We gave away cookies, coffee, a gift card, and we talked about E-Ray, all-wheel drive. Showed you rocket separation. I mean, what other show gives you all this shit? Based on the part number in the video, that gauge will show lambda, right? But to keep it simple, because a lot of people get confused with lambda, I'm going to keep it air fuel. Because a lot of people don't understand that lambda is universal across all fuels. All fuels. Okay? Alex, what should my lambda be at idle on E85? 1.0. How about pump gas? 1.0. How about C16? 1.0. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. Actually, it really does. Off topic, where will you be getting the work on your ZR1 done? I do all the work on my ZR1. I did the exhaust. I did the snout. I did the pulley. I did the tune. Help. I installed the injectors. I do all the work on my vehicles. The wideband, I think I'm going to do. Even if I got to get one of those clamp situations from Jegs that has a bung in it, and you drill a hole in the exhaust and clamp it over the exhaust and shove. Even if I got to do that, because it's getting headers. It's getting headers. Rami hit me up today. He goes, yo, I think your headers are dropping soon because there was a back order. Okay, so once the headers show up, they have a dedicated bunk for the wideband. But for now, I want to see what this thing does with cats, manifolds, wideband on a dyno. If I can break 600 on this situation, I'd be ecstatic. I bet those AED employees probably couldn't sit the float in their toilets. I meant the wideband you have can't show Lambda. I'm on painkillers, so excuse me. Damn, on the Percocets. Does anyone here know how 1,000 wheel horsepower F-150 get away with all-wheel drive launches? It just kind of does. The problem is this. When you're on a trans brake and you shock the system, it's like a baseball bat to the back of someone's head. It's going to just shock everything. There is a way of foot braking, bringing up the boost on the foot brake situation. You're able to get about 6 or 7 pounds. You already preloaded the suspension, transfer case, everything, so it's less of a shock to the system. In my opinion, it is not a good idea to shock factory drive train, factory axles, factory transfer cases. I think it's better to load it up, preload it, everything, all the slack, for lack of a better word, is taken up, and the launches are pretty consistent after that. Oh, heads and cam. I don't know. When it comes to heads and cam, it's got to go to an expert. I'm going to be honest with you because I want that done right, and I have to do my research. Honestly, I know people that do that, but they're far away. Like Danny Built. I take it to Danny Built, but he's in Georgia. And I really don't want to drive or trailer the car to Georgia to get heads and cam put in. A lot of you guys are going to say, no, Alex, there's a guy in Florida that I know. He's a puro pinche. He's a good guy, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Hey, thank you, Nicholas Mangione. Thank you for becoming a member. That helps this channel so much because it allows me to, let's be honest, pay for things, mods that I can just show you. Like, I was so actually proud of installing the injectors, tuning the car. Like, if you would have told me 5 years ago, Alex, you're going to be tuning your own ZR1. You're going to get a motor built on the GT500. You're going to get a badass T56 faceplate. You're going to have a notch that makes 460 a wheel. I would have been like, bro, you're on fucking crack. And what has made it all possible is you guys. I'll be honest with you. It's you guys. The best thing I can do is drop the knowledge that I grasp from doing such things, or fight the EPA fight, or guide you with your build, or try to steer you towards proper tuning. That's the best thing I can do and do right by you guys and your support. But I'll be honest with you, without that kind of support from you guys, specifically the sponsorships or the memberships, those are like 3/4 of the earnings that I get off of YouTube. And I appreciate anyone that gives $5 to $1. It makes a huge difference, big time difference. And please remember to hit the like button. The like button is also important to spread the algorithm, and it helps everyone else see it. But the memberships are really doing it, and I really want to take time to appreciate the people that give a shit to give this dumb Puerto Rican that just has some shitty garages and some shitty apartments somewhere, just giving you guys some knowledge. And I'm learning along the way. Like, I'm literally learning along the way with you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate the work that I put in for you guys, because you guys motivate me to do so. Race Proof Motorsports is an LS guy, but he's in Delaware. Got my membership today. No longer a peasant. Ruby, thank you. Oh, Jason Bascour. Love it. More fan service calves. Gotcha. I just need to get with PBA, says poor LMR in Houston's legit but pricey. Their YouTube is good content. Valley 10 Speed is probably going to start working on cars. Valley 10 Speed is literally the guy that put ESS on the map, in my opinion, and in terms of the street game. ESS has been around, BMW, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to the Mustang street game, Valley 10 Speed put ESS on the map, especially in the West Coast. Then Dustin 10R, then a whole bunch of other motherfuckers. And then I said, I got to get this wish blower. And this wish blower became one of the more powerful centrifugal blowers out there. And it's been blowing up ever since. Guys, I'm not going to go to RPM. I am not going to go to Houston to get shit done. I'm not going to ship my car to Delaware. I'm not going to ship my car to Houston. Bro, you guys are psycho. Shipping my car to Race Proof Motorsports. Friend is the best LS guy in the country. Okay. He might be. I am not shipping my car there. Yours is the only channel that has been worth subscribing to and paying for a membership. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. We need nursing man emoji. Oh, we do. Do we have one? Oh, yeah. Do we have a nursing man emoji? Is that a thing? Let me see. Actually, I might be. Let me see. Nursing emoji. Can we get a nursing man emoji? No, this is a male nurse. Like a guy. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at that. Wait. Wow. Boy, this is weird, though. Wait, is that a breastfeeding emoji maybe coming soon? Oh, guys. Which one do you want? Which one do you guys want? This one? I mean, that's normal. That's a dad feeding his baby. There's nothing. But it'd be funny as fuck if it was a purple-haired, long person with a mustache and, like, a tit. You know? And then you could...
The baby has been able to latch, but... I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay.
No, it's okay. You know, I somehow stuck this baby to my tit, my male tit, and nothing came out. But, you know, maybe the milk will come out by the same time I get my period. One of my ultimate headers primary started leaking. Oh, no. I emailed them a video with 2 questions. 2 weeks later, got a new header and showed up. Damn. Gotta love them. Ultimate headers, legit. Awesome customer service and support from them. It was the wish blower before the damn thing makes power. Exactly. Alex, quick. Craftworks, your thoughts. Don't know anything about Craftworks. Sorry. Making me want an ESS for my Mach 1. Don't tempt me. Dude, just get it. It's going to make 700 on pump gas with a 120mm pulley. Boom. G3X, though. Nursing Semi. Yo, Alex, been a minute. Hope all is well. Dustin 10R. I haven't seen you in the chat. I always confuse you with Valley 10-speed. Nice to see you around. The baby has been able to latch, but I haven't been able to produce any milk.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay.
Could you imagine what that baby, like, he's going to be on a Netflix documentary. The baby that was sucking on a man's tit. Were you this baby?
The baby has been able to
Is this your father, mother, he, him, she,
I've not been able to produce
that?
any milk. It's okay.
That's my dad. Mom. Dad, mom. That's my dom. My mad. You're mad? Yeah, mom, dad. Dom. Dad, mom. Unreal.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. It's okay.
Even though this channel is relatively small, you seem to have the most supporters compared to others. Now, I've noticed that. Other channels that have memberships, look, what you get here, I don't think you get anywhere else. Look, we do giveaways, and I feel great that we have people that do giveaways. DNA, awesome. Parts Farm has done some. You can go to Parts Farm, YDBT at checkout, blah, blah, blah. I want PMAS. Instead of paying the bill this month, PMAS, I need one of your fender well intakes for a giveaway. All right, because I'm going to do a lot of giveaways this year. I want to do as much as possible to give the people back something because they provide a nice little padding for the performance and racing hobby that I have. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys very much. Yes, that baby's going to be super fucked up. Mad and Dom. I'm going to be on Thursday. We're going to talk some more stuff depending. If more stuff for the E-Ray stuff comes out, great. If more EPA stuff comes out, great. But we're just going to hang out with the people and have a good time. Thanks again to Domaga Cookies and DNA High Performance for the giveaways, to Auto PMAS, Parts Farm, and Calmer Transmission for sponsoring the show. And again, all the new members, I really appreciate everything you guys do to allow me to work on these cars, and I'm doing my best to get you guys as much content as possible. Be on the lookout for certain podcasts that I'll be out. Some are on YouTube. I will be a guest on some podcast coming up. They're semi-local, so I'm going to try to get on, do some cross-promotional stuff with a different platform so we can get our name out there. Maybe other people can come here. Maybe you can go there. And I think that's going to be nothing but good for the channel going forward. The memberships, I'm going to try to get some more membership perks. I'll try to get more members-only videos. I will do my best to just flood the channel with content because you guys are paying me to do so. And I'll make sure I get you guys as much content as possible. All right, guys, have a good rest of your night. I'll see you guys Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. YDBT Daily. An hour or an hour and a half. If it's fucking rolling and doing good, I'm going to stay. But typically the schedule is as follows. Tuesday, 8 o'clock, talking shit. Thursday, YDBT Daily, 8 p.m. Sunday morning, Peasant Chat for subscribers only. All right, guys, have a good rest of your Tuesday. See you guys Thursday. See you guys later. Bye.